You'll excuse me if the adrenaline's flowing a little bit because I'm getting ready for this Schick Legends Classic and, of course, the Gatorade Slam Dunk Contest, which is coming up. And you're going to be meeting a lot of our broadcast crew. Red Auerbach is here. John Andres is here. We also have, well, a legend in his own mind, actually. Hot Rod Hundley is also here to join us. He'll be taking care of the play-by-play duties for us. And, of course, my partner, Bill Russell, has been with me all season. Bill, what about the activities today? What can we look for?
Well, folks, I think you're going to see some of the greatest athletes do what I think is a beautiful expression of sheer grace and power, the slam dunk contest. I think it's going to be really exciting to watch. And the Legends game. A lot of guys that you've heard about, that we've all grown up with in the game of basketball, they're here today. And the game will start out being a lot of fun, but it's going to end up being very, very competitive.
Well, I'll tell you, I can vouch for that. I agree with you wholeheartedly. Having played in last year's game, of course, it got very competitive towards the end. So let's take a look at some of the action and see just how competitive the players will be. First of all, we'll take a look. Now, watch the hustle here on old Hondo Havlicek from the Boston Celtics. Not quite with the grace and skill of before, but he hung in there tough. Then he get the ball to Pete Maravich to lay it in. And I had the misfortune of going up against a former teammate of mine, a fellow by the name of Nate Thurman, and he was kind of tough. But also Tommy Heinsohn, one of your old teammates, about took my head off on that play. But as we mentioned before, there will be some fun as well. There's Johnny Kerr and Tommy Heinsohn. Look at these two guys going at it. Tommy Heinsohn pulling off Johnny's Kerr trunks. I think that Tommy's got something in store for Johnny. I don't know what it is, but we'll keep an eye on it and see what happens in tonight's game. Now, I've got to go and get ready to play. Got to loosen up, get the old bones ready to go, Bill. So we're going to go ahead and let you see a little bit of the dunking warm-ups, which is very exciting. The fans really get turned on to it. And when we come back, Hot Rod Hundley and John Andres, along with Bill and Red Auerbach, will be bringing you all of the highlights. So have a good time and be rooting for me. Thanks.
Welcome to the 1985 NBA Slam Dunk Championship. I'm Rod Hundley along with John Andres. It's our pleasure to bring this championship to you, one of the most exciting parts of basketball. And John, you gotta love it. It'll excite this crowd, a sellout here at Market Square Arena.
Rod, when the players came out, the participants, they went wild. The Gatorade Slam Dunk is the major event right at this moment. And it always thrills people, as it did last year in Denver. I mean, this place will be rocking.
Right now, last year in Denver, Larry Nance of the Phoenix Suns was the champion. The runner-up was the popular favorite, Julius Dr. J. Irving. Well, there's some new competition in today's championship. Again, Nance will be back, as will Dr. J. They get a bye in the first round. And in the first round, we'll have Clyde Drexler of the Portland Trail Blazers, Darrell Griffith, 6'4" guard of the Utah Jazz, Michael Jordan, the great rookie of the Chicago Bulls, Dominique Wilkins of the Atlanta Hawks, Orlando Woolridge of the Chicago Bulls. And we'll have Terrence Stansberry right here from the Indiana Pacers. Now, to set the rules, John, what do we expect of this?
Well, there are going to be 3 rounds of competition. As you said, the semifinalists have already been established, Dr. J and the champion Larry Nance. Out of the first round of 6 players, there will come 2. So 4 will fall by the wayside. And then the semis, there'll be 4 participants. Out of that will come the finalists. 3 rounds, scoring 5 judges. 1 to 10, you get perfect score on a round on each dunk will be 50. Each judge can do 10 points. Can get very close. Players have 24 seconds to take their dunk. No walking calls allowed. I mean, you can walk with the ball. You can go the full length of the court, as Julius did. Got his perfect 50 last year. He was the only one. They're competing for $12,000 first place prize. Gatorade has put up $30,000, so everybody will come away with something. And that's pretty much it. The judging, however, Rod, will be done on 3 things: creativity, style, and athleticism. There will be also the chance, if you miss a dunk, see, last year if you missed a dunk, you didn't get anything. This year, if you miss a dunk, you get up to 2 more shots. So you can miss 2 dunks, actually, and get up to 5 dunks.
Be more creative.
Yes, that's the accent is on creativity, and that's what the fans and the players love. They love to really turn it out.
All right, now you're going to be one of the judges in this competition, John. I know that's going to be a lot of fun for you. Who are the other judges?
Well, the other judges are Landon Turner, the Indiana University star from a couple of years ago. Landon, a hometown guy. It's great to see him here. Pistol, Pete Maravich will be here, and, of course, one of the great dunkers of all time, Connie Hawkins, and Dave Dufresne from USA Today.
All right, now, have you got a favorite?
Well, I'm going to go with the sentimental guy. I like Dr. J. I think this will be his last year.
All right, and I'm going to take Michael Jordan, the young rookie. All right, we're getting ready to start. And the number 1 contestant is Dominique Wilkins of the Atlanta Hawks. All right, we're picking up the action here. Here's contestant number 1, Dominique Wilkins of the Atlanta Hawks, his second attempt in the first round.
Oh, Rod, a reverse two-handed. I think many people thought that Dominique should have won it last year, and he's going to show us a lot of things today like that.
He has great spring in his legs, really a showman. They call him the human highlight film as we look again.
Creativity, that's one of the very important criteria to do well in the slam dunk today.
So Dominique Wilkins sits down and waits for his score. As Clyde the Glide Drexler, former member of the Phi Slamma Jamma at the University of Houston, that fraternity, now with the Portland Trailblazers. Here comes Clyde the Glide.
Clyde, a one-handed reverse at 6'7". He's the ideal height to impress the judges in the slam dunk. And I want to tell you, Rod, you know I'm one of them. I gave him an 8 on that.
As you look again, and you'll see why he got an 8. Reverse slam with a right hand. Another player that has tremendous spring and not that tall. Here's Michael Jordan of the Chicago Bulls, one of the hot candidates for Rookie of the Year honors as he slams at home.
Michael starts easy. I'm going to give him an 8 on that, too. I know he's capable of a lot more. At 6'6", he can do an awful lot of things midair.
And we look again on the reverse just down the road in the windy city of Chicago. A big favorite here in Indianapolis at the Market Square Arena. A great dunk by the sensational rookie from North Carolina. Here's Darrell Griffith of the Utah Jazz. 6'4" guard, the smallest member of the competitors here in this action.
What a beauty. A reverse two-handed while passing the basket. He stuffs it down backwards. Now, a guy at 6'4" to be able to do this is something else. He did some stuff in the air, as you can see.
That's Dr. Duncan-style of the Utah Jazz, Darrell Griffith. He averaging 22 points a day on the year. So Griffith looks up at his score. And now the local favorite, Terrence Stansbury, a rookie from Temple. 360. How about that one?
Stansbury filling in for Charles Barkley, who couldn't make it due to personal reasons. Stansbury was very nervous before this event.
Boy, look at the fans. They absolutely love this young man. 6'5", we look again. Watch the first 360, squares away and jams it home.
One-handed. Rod, I'm going to give him a 10 on that. That was super.
And the fans love him, as you can see him taking a high five. One more time.
You know what makes this move spectacular? He leaves the ground on 1 foot, not off 2 feet like most people do. 1 foot.
So Terrence Stansbury slamming it home. Here's Orlando Woolridge of the Chicago Bulls. Reverse hammer shot.
He is so athletic. Orlando is showing at 6'9" how athletic he can be. And again, that's one of the criteria, and he showed it off there. Backwards, moving in the air. Wow.
Boy, with this guy along with Michael Jordan, they have brought basketball back to Chicago with a bang. Orlando Woolridge.
I'm giving Orlando a 9 on that.
That is the second attempt. He gets a 49. There's Dominique Wilkins with a reverse slam.
Dominique is unbelievable. Every dunk he seems to execute is done with such power.
Tremendous effort.
Absolutely great player. They call him the human highlight film, and at Atlanta, he has really helped their basketball program. Let's watch again. This is awfully hard to do. When you take your eye off the basket, spin all the way around, leap in the air, and still have that great body control as well as sight on the basket.
Rod, that's a 10 for this judge. Somebody's disagreeing, though.
How about Michael Jordan on this slam?
Michael has that uncanny ability to hang in the air so long.
Michael Jordan.
I think this kid is going to be a future great star, the all-around ability of a Dr. J, a Larry Bird. He's already being compared on this his first year. Sensational play.
I'm calling that one an 8, Rod. He didn't leave the ground that early, and he did his stuff vertical instead of that. He didn't show us that great takeoff that he has.
Here's Terrence Stansbury. Watch this. Bounce it, catch it, and slam it.
Boy, this guy's doing some job. He was nervous, as I mentioned, before the competition began, but he doesn't look it. He looks like he's right into it.
I'll tell you again, too, there's 17,000 plus here. A sellout market arena here in Indianapolis, Indiana.
Now, this is creative. Now, I'm calling this one an 8, Rod. You know why? Because he hits the rim on the way down, and the perfect slam, with the perfect slam, you don't have that rim contact.
So he gets a 34, and he certainly doesn't like that. Right, you can take another look as he comes in. When he comes down, he does hit the rim, and that, of course, counts against him.
Rod, you know, on that move, I have a feeling based on that score that Stansbury got, I don't understand it. It looks like we're going to have to talk to the judges and see if there's a mistake with the computer on this.
So it looks like we'll have to just wait and see what does happen. They have been a little problem here in the first round in scoring from the computer. Well, perhaps we can get it straightened out.
Dominique and Jordan are winners in the first round, but I think there's a computer problem here. We're going to check it out and be back after the half of the second round of the Slam Dunk. Stay tuned as Hot Rod Hundley, Red Auerbach, and Bill Russell bring you all the action of the Legends game.
Special tribute to our Slam Dunk competitors as we await the opportunity to find out those individuals who have officially advanced.
Welcome back to Indianapolis, Indiana. I'm Rod Hundley along with Red Auerbach. It'll be our pleasure to bring you this game. And there are some rules in this game that are a little different from a regular NBA game. They're going to have the clock running red. They're going to play 8-minute quarters. A lot of guys in this game from age 36 of a Pete Maravich up to 65-year-old Bobby Davies.
How about that? You got a guy like Jabbar, who is older than Pete Maravich, who's playing in a legend game. How about that?
You gotta love it. Last year, Red, of course, you coached in the first annual Legends game, and it was quite a thrill for you to see and be reunited with all these players.
Well, it really was, because the players, believe it or not, although they try to act loose, they're not loose. They want to win. They have so much pride out there. They're going to go through all their moves. Of course, they're going to do it in slow motion. You know that. But at least they're going to try them. And I think the people here, that's what they want to see. They want to see these guys like Bob Davies behind his back. He was the first. Bob Cousy made it popular, but he was the first.
And another guy that took a title away from you, one of the few ever, that was Bob Pettit. Great player who was with the St. Louis Hawks out of LSU.
Unbelievable. He's on my all-time team because he could do everything. He was one of the early guys that played two positions. You know, he played center or forward. Great player.
And, of course, Rick Barry and many more great stars will be in this lineup for the game between the second annual Legends All-Stars. We hope you will enjoy it. Now, let's take this opportunity to meet the starting lineup. Rick Barry will be at one forward. Bob Pettit will start at the other forward. At center, Nate Thurman. At the backcourt, Walt Frazier and Bob Davies. Starting for the West team will be Roger Brown, John Havlicek. They'll be at the forwards. At center, Mel Daniels. Backcourt, Bob Cousy. And the big O, Oscar Robertson. The East team coached by Red Holzman. And the West team coached by Bobby Slick Leonard. And the ball game is underway. The ball goes to Oscar Robertson, the big O. He'll cross midcourt left side. One of the great all-stars of all time. Perhaps the most perfect player to ever play this game. Right side to the former Boston Celtics star Havlicek. They'll go to Brown, left side to Robertson. The big O on the weave to Bob Cousy. Coos, 56 years young. Coos down the middle to Havlicek. Oh, he misses the layup. Out of rebound to Rick Barry.
You know, Cousy would rather have an assist than a basket any day.
I know that. Barry hits a jumper up top. Rick Barry, and he puts the East team in the lead. Bob Cousy across midcourt. Left side of the big O, Oscar Robertson. Oh, takes one bounce base left underneath the Mel Daniels. He drops the ball. It's loose. He picks it up. The Busher on him. Daniels lays it in.
Oh, it shows you he's been playing a while. He's the assistant coach out here, so he's with the ball.
Of course, Mel Daniels and Roger Brown both played for the Indiana Pacers in the ABA. All right side, Bob Davies, a two-hand set. Oh, it's an air ball. Right to the big O, Oscar Robertson. Oh, down the middle, he'll take it up top, and they call him for palming the ball. I've never seen that call made on Oscar in his heyday.
Never. They never dare to call it, and he called it. Oscar's scowling at him right now.
The referees, of course, are Earl Strom and Norm Drucker, two of the best. Left side, Rick Barry behind the Nate Thurman screen. Rick will jump one. That won't go, and the big O grabs a rebound. Down court, Havlicek, but Barry knocks it away and out of bounds. That's a good matchup.
Yeah, they tried to play over there on a pick and roll with Thurman setting a block, but Thurman never moved.
He said, I'm not going anywhere. And Rick raised up and shot it. All right, Havlicek triggers inside left to Bob Cousy. Cousy down low to Mel Daniels on the face. He'll jump one up and score.
That's what I said. He's playing.
Mel Daniels. He gets his second basket of the game. Bobby Davis, former Rochester star. The first man, as you mentioned at the top of the show, Red, that ever went behind his back with a dribble. Low left to go to Nate. Back in the left corner to Walt Frazier. Jumper good. Former New York Knicks star. Score tied at 4 as Cousy brings it back left to right. This bounce pass knocked out of bounds, and they'll keep the ball. So they're going to take a timeout here in the opening quarter of play. 5 minutes and 41 seconds left in the first quarter. All right, it's the East and the West, deadlocked at 4.
Well, they seem to be having fun, but after a while they're going to get serious, believe me.
I think so. And of course, we haven't seen Johnny Kerr and Tommy Heinze come in the game yet. So we do have the timeout. 5 minutes and 41 seconds left here in the first quarter. A sellout crowd at the Market Square Arena in Indianapolis. The score, the East and the West, deadlocked at 4. Well, Tommy Heinze played on 8 NBA championship teams with the Boston Celtics. I am standing by with him, our colleague Bill Russell.
Tommy, how do you get in shape for a game like this?
I'll tell you, Russ, I've been working out, and I'm a little scared right now. 5 minutes and 41 seconds to go in this quarter, and I haven't yet seen a piece of Johnny Kerr. Man, I've been really waiting to get a piece of him. Maybe Holtzman's saving me. Kerr's not in there yet, you know. I want a piece of him, Russ. You know how we get.
Okay, Rod.
All right, Pistol Pete Maravich is in the game now, number 7. Maravich, he's the youngest player in this game at age 36. And Earl the Pearl Monroe, former Knickerbocker. He's down the left side with a jump shot, and it's good.
He shot that. The people out here really appreciated that because he got it up so quick.
Earl Monroe, he gets the basket. Havlicek up top, matched by Berry. Havlicek hands back to Roger Brown. Three-pointer out front. It's good for the parking lot. How about that one? Roger Brown gets the three-point shot. Rick Berry, left side front court. Rick low left to Zelmo Beatty, Big Z, former Hawk. He started in the NBA as a backup for Bob Pettit, Red.
That's right. Did you see something? You watch it. John Havlicek is determined to do a job on Barry. They're really going at it because they're both in pretty good shape and they're approximately the same age.
Zelmo Beatty hits a jump shot out front. So the East has a 1-point lead at 8-7. Havlicek right side. Hondo up top to Roger Brown. Fakes a shot against Pettit. Drives by him down the middle. Drop it under to Havlicek. He fumbles the ball and Rick Berry comes up with it. Rick across midcourt. Berry down the middle. Right side. Good feed to Zelmo Beatty and he scores. Zelmo with 2 baskets. He has 4 points in the game. 10-7 East with the lead. Oscar Robertson, he's the point guard. He'll bring it down left side to Bob Cousy. Coos louds back to the big O. He's got it right side. We got a foul. That's the first foul of the game here. We've seen that pass before. Cousy used to lob that one to Russ.
That's right. You notice how Oscar... Let's watch that again. Watch how Oscar Robertson glides.
Well, we thought we had it, Red. We don't have it.
But anyway, they can see Oscar Robertson. He doesn't run anymore. He glides. He protects that ball so nice.
Big O in the hole. Jumper no good. Rebound. Bob Pettit fumbles, but Maravich's teammate comes up with it. Now, these two guys both were great stars at Louisiana State University down in Baton Rouge. All right, Zelmo back to Rick Berry. He'll take a three-pointer left side. No good. Rick holds the NBA record with 8 three-pointers in one game. All right, the pass knocked down by...
Havlicek and Berry going at it?
Here's Hondo left side. He'll drive right in. Lay it up. Score it. Havlicek.
Well, sometimes he looks as if he can still play.
He can still play. He's a tough one. Right side, Maravich's jumper won't go. But the rebound to the big C, Zelmo. Swing it up. Score it. They count it. Here's a foul. Zelmo Beatty. A little left to right move in the lane, and he was fouled going for the basket.
Yeah.
Big Walt Bellamy in there, and Bell's right on him.
Notice how he hooked him? Walt Bellamy looks like a very slow image of Moses Malone. You know, they're about the same weight, same height, so forth and so on. But there's a difference in quite a few years.
Bellamy played 14 years in the NBA, the Big Bell. Also was on the 1960 U.S. Olympic gold medal winning team. Free throw won't go. We got a timeout. Dave Bing gets set to check in. As will Tom Van Arsdale and Dick Van Arsdale, both from Indiana. And they both had great professional careers. Dick, for the majority of his time with the Phoenix Suns, and Tom played with 2 or 3 different clubs.
Plus, they got a guy there by the name of Connie Hawkins. He was one of the original guys with the great big hands.
Well, look at him palming.
See him, just like Dr. J. He was the original guy with the great big hands.
Super player, the Hawk.
That's right. He can hold that ball like you and I would hold a softball. Yeah, that's right.
George Yardley's in there, old veteran with the Detroit Pistons. Down the left side, Dick Van Arsdale to Dave Bing of the Detroit Pistons. Left side jumper long, rebound to George Yardley. Yardley hangs on and brings it across midcourt. He'll hand it off to Earl to Pearl Monroe. Down the left side to Bob Pettit. Jumper off the glass won't go, and Dave Bing grabs the rebound. Bing for the West All-Stars. Brings it down the middle. He'll pull up top and waits for help. To the Hawk. Connie Hawkins. Laterally left to Tom Van Arsdale. Over on the base left to Dave Bing. Bing guarded by Maravich. Cross the middle. Bump. No harm, no foul there. The ball goes out of bounds.
Oh, he was fouled. But, you know, these referees, they don't want to exert themselves.
Dave Bing will inbound.
I sound like a coach, didn't I, at that time?
You did, Brad. You won a bad one, by the way. Ball knocked away, and Connie Hawkins picks it up. Hawk behind the back pass, left corner to Dave Bing. He'll jump it up. Bing, 41 years young, and rebounded George Yardley. Rod Hundley along with Red Auerbach and Bill Russell bringing you this game. We're having a lot of fun. A sellout crowd here at Market Square Arena in Indianapolis, Indiana. Earl the Pearl, right side jumper, good.
He can still shoot it.
Monroe has his second basket. 14-9, East leads. Down the right side, Tom Van Arsdale. He scores.
I think the only way you tell them apart is by the numbers. Don't give me that you can tell them apart by the face. I can't.
Dick's a little heavier in the face, but they always have an argument which one's the best looking. Monroe, left side. He'll fake left, go right, pull up at the free throw line, and hand it back to Yardley. Again to Monroe, the Pearl, left side. Jumper will be short, and the rebound to Big Bell. Walt Bellamy. To Dave Bing. Bing down the middle. He'll drive the lane, run it up over Maravich. Shot no good, the ball knocked out of bounds. And we got a foul call.
You know what happens out there? They think they're in such bad shape that they throw the ball too hard against the backboard. Watch the replay. Watch how hard he throws it.
Tom Van Arsdale gets the foul.
Yeah, but they're not shooting those one-shot fouls.
All right, Tom Van Arsdale to Dave Bing. Right side, lob at the Big Bells. He's got it. Lay it up, miss it. Try to rebound, tipped out, and grabbed by Pistol Pete. They'll whip it down in the right corner to the Pearl. A three-pointer from the right corner, no good. Air ball to Connie Hawkins. Like a grapefruit, he holds it. Yardley takes it away. The Big C back to Yardley. Yardley scores.
Oh.
All right, Dick Van Arsdale. Free throw line angle right jumper, good.
Dick Van Arsdale.
So each Van Arsdale with a basket. All right, the East leads 16-13. 12 seconds left in the quarter. Pete Maravich.
Hold it for one shot, Pete.
Pete, of course, finished his career with the Boston Celtics. He was with the Atlanta Hawks and then the New Orleans Jazz. Got his last year, he split the time with Utah and Boston. 10-year veteran. He's fouled going down the middle. Pistol Pete. We've got 1 second left in the quarter, and Maravich will shoot 2. He lives down in Metairie, Louisiana. Same place that Bob Pettit lives.
He became a vegetarian, too, whatever that means. All I used to tell him, I said, you can't play basketball if you don't have meat once in a while. Get some strength. I said, you might look good, but you don't have that strength.
Pete makes both free throws. That's his first 2 of the day. Hawkins inbounds, and the quarter is over. So at the end of the first quarter here, it's 18-13, and we got Bill Russell standing by with Johnny Rip Kerr. Russ.
Hey, John, looks like you've been getting in shape, getting ready for this game.
I'm waiting for Einstein to get in there. This guy's going to keep me out of the game until Heine gets in there. He might have a heart attack before he gets in there. I'm ready. I'm already working, Russ. I can go about 30, 40 seconds now if I pace myself properly. It's fun. Why aren't you out there?
I'm too old for this, John.
Well, I want to tell you something. I may get a shot off today because you won't be behind Heinsohn to block my shot. I think they're calling my number down there.
I'm sure they are, John. Thanks for stopping by.
Good to see you.
So Tommy Heinsohn gets set to check in for the East All-Stars. All right, at the end of the first quarter, it's the East 18, the West 13. We get set for the second quarter. Starting for the East All-Stars. In the second quarter will be Rick Barry up front with Tommy Heinsohn. Tommy has gained a couple of
here
pounds.
it is.
Nate Thurman, backcourt, will be Walt Frazier and Pete Maravich. And starting for the West All-Stars to open the second quarter, as they are still huddled with Coach Bobby Slick Leonard.
You know what happens, both coaches before the game complained to me that the other guy had the better team. But if they won, it was due to superior coaching. Red Holzman really was a great coach from the bench. Slick was a great coach in getting his guys to run and play hard and hustle.
Great motivator.
Yeah, great motivator. So you're going to see out here how he can motivate these guys.
All right, now for the West, they'll have Van Arsdale, Bing, both Van Arsdales in there, Walt Bellamy and Johnny Ridker. All right, here's Rick Barry across the lane, loop it up, blocked away, no foul, called, and the rebound out. Now they call the offensive foul on Rick Barry.
I think that upset him, too, because he really wanted to get out of that foul line to demonstrate the old underhanded free throw.
He shot 90%, best ever as an NBA player. Dick Van Arsdale, low left to Walt Bellamy. Back to Dick on the base left. Van Arsdale has it stripped away. Clyde Frazier with it. Barry's down on the left side. Frazier drives, hang it up on the glass, and score. Walt Frazier.
That was done very well. You notice how he faked the pass and then went in strong.
That's his second basket of the game. Dick Van Arsdale down the middle, and there's a collision. We got another foul. So Dick Van Arsdale going right to the basket. Rick Barry, you can see the camera that he is wearing.
Oh, let's watch the replay on this.
That was his foul, too.
I'll tell you, if he hit that camera, Rick would feel it. But Rick made a mistake, He put his hand up real quick. You don't do that.
Yeah, hit him with a camera. Don't hit him with a hand. Dick Van Arsdale makes the first free throw. That's the second foul on Rick Barry, and Dick Van Arsdale will have one more. Ryan with the right hand is up. Ryan good.
All right, let's watch Heinsohn and Kerr. Nothing's happened then. Heinsohn hasn't touched the ball yet.
Maravich with it now to Nate Thurman right side, and Nate the Great puts it up and in. Nate Thurman, a long jumper way out on the right side.
Well, Nate Thurman didn't do many of those when he was playing.
Boy, he was a super player. Tremendous rebound. Down the right side of the ball. Dave Bing, grab the base, won't go. Rebound grab by Nate Thurman. But he'll hand it to Walt Frazier. East leading 22-15. We're in the second quarter, a sellout crowd. Frazier right side, 15-footer no good. Rebound tipped out, and Rich Kerr grabs it. Big Johnny hands it over to Tom Van Arsdale. Tom down the right side. He'll pull up and hand back to Big Red. Johnny Kerr.
Get him, Tommy.
Left side to Bing. Ball goes into Van Arsdale. Dick back out front to Dave Bing. Bing to Big Bells. Bells, oh, he ran in there, but they let him go. Bellamy put it up. Blocked by Thurman.
That Thurman was one of the great defensive centers that ever played the game.
Certainly was. Super player. Bellamy left corner to Dick Van Arsdale. Jump shot will be short. The rebound to Rick Barry. Down court is Walt Frazier, and Barry hits him perfectly. Frazier underneath having trouble. Ball knocked away. Frazier gets it back. Off-balance shot. He's called for traveling. Well, the West will have the ball.
Well, that took a lot out of Walt Frazier. Now the time to give it to his man because he's not going to chase him.
Looks a little tired. Left side Bing, guarded by Maravich. Low left to Big Bells. Bellamy takes the shot. Back to Johnny Ridker. Free throw line area to Dick Van Arsdale. Jump shot up, won't go, and Dick rebound goes to Rick Barry. And Rick will bring it across midcourt. We've seen this move before. Down the middle. Whip it left corner. And Johnny Kerr catches Rick Barry right on his back.
Let's watch that again. That was done very cleverly.
All right, back to live action. Johnny Kerr out on the left side. Johnny low post left into Big Mel Daniels. Big right turn left, jumper up. That's an air ball. Rick Barry another rebound. Down court this time to Heinsohn. Look at this. Hey, got it. Tommy Heinsohn, the underhand scoop.
He likes it, but he's not as happy as if he made that hoop with a hook.
Right.
He loves that hook shot.
Right side, Tommy Van Arsdale.
There they are. Fight each
Slices
other.
right up on him. A turnover. Maravich has got it. Left side of Rick Barry. He's in. Left hand hook by Rick will go, and Nate Thurman tips it up. That's no good. Mel Daniels rebounds. Out here comes the West. Down court, Dave Bing. He'll take it in over Heinsohn. Back to Tom Van Arsdale, and he scores. The Tom Van Arsdale has 4 points. Substitutions for the West, the Big O, Oscar Robertson, John Havlicek, and Connie Hawkins back in. Let's take a look at that last one, Red.
They're coming down on a 2-on-1, and Heinsohn just stood there because even if he was playing 20 years ago, he couldn't have stopped that. There was two great players on a 2-on-1, and they're going to make it.
Tom Van Arsdale got the basket. All right, Walt Frazier with Earl Monroe at the guards. Up front, Nate Thurman at center. Dave DeBuscher, former Knickerbocker great, now the general manager of the Knicks. He checks in along with Rick Barry at the post. Frazier left side. He'll lob it low post left to Nate Thurman. Thurman passes up. Barry, the ball knocked away, and Mel Daniels picked it up, and there's a foul on Big Mel.
You know, Rod, as a coach, it just is really beautiful to watch Havlicek and Barry go at one another, defensively and offensively.
All right, we got a timeout here. 4 minutes and 52 seconds left in the first half. And it's the East 24, the West 17. We'll be back at Market Square Arena right after this. NBA All-Star games and 14 years career with the Boston Celtics, the greatest playmaker perhaps of all time. Well, our old buddy Bill Russell and Cous's former teammate is standing by with Couz. Russ?
As one of the true legends of the game of professional basketball, you play in a few of these things. How do you feel about playing these things?
I feel we've got to come up with a better way to have fun as we age, old-timer. And I also want to know how you got out of this. I think everyone looking in should kind of write in. We start a national groundswell to get you. If we've got to go out and suffer, how do you get away with it? That's what I want to know.
Well, Couz, I found that as I got older, I became a much more proficient spectator.
And smarter than the rest of us, obviously. I've gotten older, but I haven't gotten any smarter. I'm still out there trying to run up and down.
Well, let's get back over to Rod.
All right. All right, thank you, Russ. We're back to live action.
Watch those two.
Rick Barry and shot no good, and here come the West. Dave Bain, president of Bain Steel Company in Detroit. Down the right side, Big O. Oscar, back up top to Bain. He'll swing left to the Hawk. Connie Hawkins once said, Red, when his last year as a pro, he said, look, if they don't lower the basket or raise the floor, I'm going to have to get out because the old Hawk can't swoop no more. Down the left side, Zelmo Beatty scores. Let's see, he's got 3 buckets, man. 6 points in the game. Right side, Dave Bain. Shot no good. Rebound grabbed by Hondo. John Havlicek. You know, Russell told me off the air, Red, that he was the best player he ever played with. Big O takes a jumper and scores. John Havlicek. Russell said the best player he ever played with on all those great Celtic players was Havlicek. All right, check it in, Bob Pettit. We got Monroe, Frazier, Dave DeBuscher, Bob Pettit, and Zelmo Beatty. Down the right side, Monroe with the ball. He'll double pump, lean in, shot won't go, rebound slapped away. Now picked up by Mel Daniels. He'll go to Dave Bain. Bain still trim as he takes it across midcourt, pulls up, laterally left to the Big O, Oscar Robertson. Down the middle to Havlicek. Good fake, spin underneath, and he drew the foul.
What a play.
Good move.
Yeah, let's watch this replay on John Havlicek. Watch how he gets the ball. He fakes one way and goes the other way.
He had the Busher going out the window.
I tell you, he has so much pride out there, as do all the others. But some of it really stands out. And they play really hard. And people don't realize it. Well, he's 44 years old, and he's not playing this every day.
Havlicek, by the way, played 16 years. Next year, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who will be appearing in the NBA All-Star game tomorrow, will break the record. He'll play his 17th year next year with the Lakers. Free throw missed, and the rebound to Walt Frazier. Left corner to DeBusch. Out of the left corner, shot good. Dave DeBuscher. Well, we've seen that one before. DeBuscher, a member of the World Championship named Knicks in the early 70s. Right side, Big O, banks one. No good, rebound to Pettit.
And it's still rebounding.
3 minutes left in the first half. The East leads 28-19. Down the left side, Frazier shot no good. And a rebound off. Grabbed by the West team, and they go to Dave Bain. Rod Hundley along with Red Auerbach and Bill Russell bringing you the Legends Classic. Left side, Havlicek. Shot no good, rebound to Walt Frazier.
I'll tell you what's amazing. They're going up and down the court.
They sure are. There's Monroe.
Yeah, beautiful play. Good lead pass. Perfect fast break.
Monroe with 6 points. Earl to Pearl Monroe.
I wish there was some way where these cameras could show close-ups of these players. They run and they play hard, but you can see how tired they are. They can't wait to get that breath.
Underneath the Havlicek, and his shot is blocked out of bounds by Pettit. 2 minutes and 17 seconds left in the first half. The East leads the West 30-19.
And you see how Beatty came over and blocked that shot. He switched. That shows signs of former greatness. It really does.
2 minutes and 14 seconds left in the first half. Market Square Arena in Indianapolis. It's the East 30, the West 19. We're in the Legends Classic. Rod Hundley along with Red Auerbach and Bill Russell. Sellout crowd here, and Mel Daniels at the line. Former Indiana Pacer star of the ABA. And Daniels' free throw no good. He has 4 points, by the way.
You know, it's amazing. He's quite heavy right now, but he's in fairly good shape. He's been running up and down pretty good.
Well, the second free throw good. He has 5 points. Pete Maravich, left to right across midcourt. He'll clear to DeBush. DeBusher right to left.
Nice play.
Big O strips the ball away, and down court is Roger Brown. Big O, beautiful pass. Brown scores.
Now the crowd applauded that. They applauded the pass because
super.
he had his head up, you see.
Oscar Robertson, we mentioned before, Red, probably the most complete player of all time. Monroe hits left side on a long jumper. Earl Monroe. Right with the basketball, Havlicek left side. On the left side of Roger Brown, out front to the Big O, Oscar Robertson. Maravich plays in. Back in the left corner to Havlicek. He's all alone. The shot, short, rebound to Mel Daniels. He'll turn in, lay it up, and score. Mel Daniels, the leading scorer thus far in the game with 7 points. 32-24. The East team with the lead. Maravich from the left corner. Long jumpers and air ball. Havlicek knocks it down. Nice play by Selmo Beatty. He tips to DeBuscher, but he misses. DeBuscher gets it back underneath the Maravich. Havlicek blocks and fouls. So Pistol Pete will get a couple of free throws. Boy, he was a magician with the ball himself. Great ball.
You know, as a matter of pride, Oscar Robertson hasn't scored yet. Havlicek hasn't scored yet. Now, you know they're not going to leave this game until they're going to put some points on the board. There's no way.
Big O he's got 1 bucket. Havlicek hasn't scored yet. George Yardley will check in. Bob Pettit will come out. Pete Maravich at the line. 82% career shooter from the free throw line. Once scored 68 points in the Superdome in New Orleans against the New York Knicks. Maravich hits 2 free throws. He's 4 for 4 at the line. 34-24, East with the lead. 1 minute left in the first half. Maravich steals. Pistol Pete behind the back dribble. Look at this, quick pass. Taken away, however, by hustling John Havlicek. Brother, he is always on that floor. Look at that move. To the Big O. Here's Oscar behind the back to Dick Van Arsdale. Oh, he missed the shot. Havlicek rebound. Knocked away, and they go for it. And the Big C, Selmo Beatty picks it up. To Dave DeBuscher.
Oscar's very unhappy that he missed that shot. It took away one of his assists.
And you bet. Maravich hits a jump shot. Pistol Pete pulling up at the free throw line. He has 6 points. Maravich scored 18 points in last year's game at Denver, and he played 18 minutes in the game. East with an 8.
Well, he's in pretty good condition. Red Holzman's happy. He's leading by 12 points. He's the coach of the East. I told him he's going to win it. But he said, no, tell him that I'm not going to win it. So if I win it, it makes me a great coach. I said, you were a great coach. That's enough.
Oscar drives the middle. Shot no good. Rebound to Mel Daniels. Knocked away. We got a foul. Or 3 seconds in the lane. Mel Daniels. 3-second lane. He gets up with a layup. Big fella couldn't get out of there. They had him trapped. Here's Maravich with 5 seconds left in a half. Long jumper, in and out. Thurman tries for the rebound. Havlicek grabs it. And the first half is history. So we got Bill Russell with the East coach, Red Holzman, legendary coach of the Knickerbockers. Okay, Russ.
Red, you got a team way out front. How do you manage this?
I don't know. It was great. I never was able to say I don't know when I was coaching for the money, you know. But now for fun, you can say that and get away with it.
Thanks for stopping by, Red.
Okay. Good to see you,
Back to you, Rod and Red.
All right, Russ. We're at halftime, and the East team led by Mirovich with 6, and Mel Daniels has 7 for the West. It's the East 36, the West 24. We'll be back with a special halftime presentation right after this.
The NBA. And in the weeks to come, catch the spirit, intensity, drama, and emotion with America's Supermen. It's SEC College Basketball. This winter, follow the bouncing ball on Superstation.
In Indianapolis, Indiana, it's halftime of the second annual Legends Old Timers game, and the East leads 36-24. Right at the top of the show, we talked about all-star games, the enthusiasm, whatever. It carries over in coaches. There has never been a player thrown out of an all-star game, but there has been a coach, and it was you. When did that happen?
Well, I don't know when it happened, but it happened in San Francisco. I had just retired, and they brought me back to coach the team. And when I'm coaching, I get serious, and I want the game to go right, just like any other game. And I'm sitting there, and the referee made a couple of lousy calls, and I get on him. He said, that's a technical. I said, you got to be kidding. He says, that's another one. I said, you're out. I'm out? I'm leaving. So now all the owners came down. They said, hey, don't pay attention. That's an all-star game. Get back on the bench. I said, hey, I'm not going to make this guy famous. The heck with it. I'm walking out. And I turned around. I sat in the stands.
All right, Mel Daniels has 7 points to lead the West. Pete Maravich has 6 points to lead the East. It looks like they're getting set to start the slam dunk competition of the semifinals, so let's go to that.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the incomparable Donald Duck. Donald! All right, gentlemen. Today's first contest, matching your keen agility and finely honed bodies, will be the slam dunk competition. Donald, where are you going? What are you up to? No, we can't use a ladder. Come on, Donald.
Well, I guess that was Donald Duck's not in the competition. All right, standing by, let's meet a couple of the semifinalists in the NBA Dunk Championship.
Well, we're here at halftime. I got to go get some rest, Doc. This is killing me. But you're the guy that started all this stuff with the dunking, of course, back in the old days of the ABA. Your competition could probably be Michael Jordan, Dominique Wilkins,
Larry Nance.
And Larry Nance, of course, defending champion. How do you feel about the competition this year?
Right now, I think I'm probably fourth best in that crew. But who knows? I'm gonna try and do a few things with 2 balls and see if the creativity aspect can win me a couple of points. Because it looks like that's what the judges like, windmill type stuff, and then creativity.
I want to know if Cheo and little Jay, your boys, came up with any new things.
They're right here on the sidelines. There's Cheo right over there, and Jay's down the other end. So my guys are in it very much.
Okay, now just remember, don't forget all of the things I taught you about dunking.
I won't forget a thing. I already tried one of your dunks and got a nosebleed.
Okay. Thanks, Doc. Let's go now to Bill Russell with the defending champion, Larry Nance.
Thanks, Rick. Larry, it looks like the competition may be a little stronger this year than it was last year.
That's the truth, Bill. I see some sweet moves out there. I don't know what I'm going to do to win. See what I come up with here.
Now, I know you the pressure's on you, the defending champion, all that kind of stuff, and it's hard to repeat. Have you got something really special that you've been working on for a while?
I haven't had nothing I'm working on. Hopefully, I need something special. The way these guys going today, I'm going to have to find something special between now and the round I go up.
Well, folks, I can tell you, Larry Nance, he has something. We'll just have to wait and see. Thanks a lot, Larry.
Okay.
Stay alive and a bid for $12,000 in first prize money.
We're back at Market Square Arena with the second round of the slam dunk competition. Rod Hundley along with John Andrews. And John, there was a problem and we worked it out.
Well, there was a computer malfunction, and we're going to have a sudden dunk now with Stansbury and Michael Jordan to see who goes into the next round.
All right, here's Michael Jordan of the Chicago Bulls. 6'6" rookie. Slam. Beautiful.
Out of sight.
Well, he put that ball, he locked it in his wrist, went in, and then from the side dunked it home and then winked up into the crowd.
Rod, I'm going to give him a 10 on that. That was creative, and the man certainly showed his athleticism and style.
The score for Michael Jordan.
Look at this wrap around, reach back, and slam it home. So now that's going to put some pressure on Terrence Stansbury. He's looking down court, and there's a reason. Look at these kids down here. They're his coaches. They're going to tell him what to do.
His consultants.
Come on, give him the backhand.
They want to see a reverse.
A second dunk off.
Terrence Stansbury, fine rookie. Right up there. There he goes, 6'5".
Oh, man, he got the reverse. Right, as a judge, I got to call that one a 10.
Well, you can give him a 10, but I don't think all the judges did. And again, it looks like we got a malfunction on the computer. As you look again at this dunk, I thought in my mind that Jordan's dunk was a little better.
Well, I'll tell you, they were both very close, Rod, and I think the scoring indicated was not correct. The judges are going to confer on this now. It looks like Stansbury is the winner. Jordan graciously accepts defeat. But the judges are going to talk this one over, and it's going to be decided now that Jordan and Stansbury are going to go into the semifinal round. So we'll have 5 competitors in the semifinals.
That was the only thing and the right thing to do. So 5 people will move into the next round. And so we'll start that round once again with Dominique Wilkins, the hammer with the right hand.
Boy, that's a 10 to me. I may be too generous today, but that was a super move. Power. Soaring in the air, a one-handed windmill.
I'll tell you one thing, this guy is going after this thing like he really wants to win it. And look at that hammer throw with the right hand. He has confidence, he has super concentration, and you can see it on his face.
Right, he remembers Denver last year. Well, 2 people didn't think he was perfect, but I did.
Here's a perfect man, the old doctor, Julius Serving.
2 basketballs.
Woo! Take that, righty and a lefty.
That's creativity.
He does it with so much ease that sometimes his score is low. I really believe that. He makes this look simple. This is hard to do.
Well, he does make it look a little too simple. I'm calling that a 9, Rod.
All right. The doctor. He gets a 43. Julius Serving. Now back to Terrence Stansbury of the Indiana Pacers once again. Here comes the rookie, everybody's favorite. That's a nice one. He put that ball out in front of him, John, let it go, and then caught it, brought it back down, back up, and slammed it with both hands. And they love it here in Indiana.
And he hung in the air.
Watch this in slow motion. He flips it up. What I like about this, he brought it down, back up, and now slam.
What legs Stansbury has.
A total of 49 points. Set to begin with Larry Nance.
Now, Larry Nance, last year's champion. Looking for the $12,000 first prize. Off the glass, he slams it home.
Power dunk by Larry Nance. He's 6'10". That looks pretty easy for Larry Nance.
Larry Nance.
In Phoenix, Arizona, they call him Leapin' Larry. You can see why. He does it with all the grace and agility. Watch this. Bam! Tremendous power. Great spring.
I'm calling that an 8, Rod.
For Larry Nance, the defending champion.
He doesn't seem to be too disturbed by it. Last year's champion.
Larry said the slam dunk contest made him famous last year. Now everybody wants him to slam all the time.
Now we look at Michael Jordan reverse. Now he misses his first attempt, but it does not count.
No, you get 2 chances. If you get a total of 5, actually, if you miss 2. So that is not going to cost him anything. That's the improvement this year in the slam dunk contest. Misses don't hurt.
It makes the players be more creative, and it will not count against Michael Jordan. So he's going to attempt the same.
Look at him hold that ball. Look at him hold that ball.
Same play, John. Watch this. Right hand. Bam!
Beautiful move by Michael Jordan. A one-handed reverse. I'm calling that a 9, just like that young man.
They got all the fans here.
We agree.
Loving this slam dunk competition. This is the second year here in the NBA. Look again. 6'6", Michael Jordan from North Carolina.
First competitor, Dominique Wilkins.
So Michael looks up and checks a 45 on the scoreboard.
All the judges agreed. 5 judges.
Dominique Wilkins with a sidewinder. Flying down the middle, turned his body, and just really slammed it through with both hands.
Dominique is having no letdowns today, you know?
Let's welcome back the
You can look at his face. You can see the concentration. That is awfully hard to do. The body going sideways and reach over the head and slam it back. Another look. Beautiful camera shot there, up high, and he slams it home.
Almost perfection. 50 is the top score.
Here's the doctor, Julius Serving with a hammer. Now he misses the first attempt here, but the doctor again will get another try.
That cost him the championship last year in Denver with Larry Nance.
So you watch him go way back. He'll go about 3/4 length of the court. He knows how to excite a crowd, to build the excitement. And then he'll just take off and fly. Maybe this trip, who knows? Maybe he'll get it to go down.
Slow motion coverage today, Rod, provided by Nisos Video.
All right, the doctor's ready. This time, no bounce. Watch him take off. Take that right in your face.
That's his best stuff. Julius Erving.
The ambassador of goodwill in the NBA. Perhaps the best in that category. He has certainly been just super for the NBA. Great move. Julius Erving. What spring.
Well, Julius didn't take off quite from the foul line, but that was a beauty.
They love him here at Indiana.
Looks like 5 9s for Julius on that.
And now, in his second attempt, Terrence Stansberry. We're out of 48. He's kind of loosening up a little bit. Now here comes his fan club. He's got 5 coaches. They all want him to do something different.
Those are his low-paid consultants.
All right, he's ready. Stansberry. Oh, and he misses. Now here, I think, John, this is pressure. He's missed the first. We're getting down close to where it really counts. I wonder if it'll bother.
Got to shake him up a little bit, shakes up the confidence. But when he walked out in the court here today, the fans went wild.
You know, when you look at this, you got the man with the ball and 17,000 plus fans. Nobody out there but just you and that basketball. And now you, after missing one, a lot of pressure.
Let's see how this affects his creativity. I say it was affected.
I do too. I think you're right. It's pretty good, but there you go. You can see by his fan club, they're not that excited.
No, that was his most conservative. In fact, the most conservative dunk of the day. I'm calling that one a 7, Rod.
So perhaps he was a little bit intimidated after missing the first.
He wanted it to go in for sure.
I wish I could do that.
Me
I'd
too.
take a conservative dunk like that. So he gets a 39. Michael Jordan by the Chicago Bulls. In the first round, he went out there with warm-ups on. Look at this. Now he's putting down
tape on the foul line.
That's for the old takeoff.
That's what, yeah, he wants to indicate where he's going to take off on this dunk.
See, the referees, Norm Drucker and Earl Strom, are officiating this action. That is also more or less to intimidate them. Say, look, I'm putting this down.
Right.
Watch this tape. This is where I'm going to lead from.
He wants us judges to see that, too.
Almost the length of the court he's going to go from. Here comes Michael Jordan. Fly. They love it. So does Michael Jordan.
And his foot was honest to that tape. That's a 10 to me.
The enthusiasm.
I'm not a judge, but I'm going to give him 10.
Michael Jordan. 50 points.
Watch again. Take a jaw, Michael.
Oh, soaring, leaping, one-handed. Loves it.
Okay,
hey, perfect.
That completes our semifinal round.
All right, so Michael Jordan. And coming up, we'll have the second half of the Legends game. Rod Hundley, I'll be back with Red Auerbach and Bill Russell right after this. Time for Market Square Arena. The East squad leads the West 36-24. Red, most interesting and more reasons than one. A lot of contact, a lot of fine play, but at the same time, they're having a lot of fun.
I think they are. You know, the most interesting job is the guy who picks the team and divides them. Because here you got a guy like Bob Cousy and Havlicek playing in the West. They made some sort of a trade, but they try to make it even so they can be competitive. But you never can, because if you do it by abilities or former abilities, you forget, and you have no way of knowing who's in shape. See, that's where the answer is. Not how good they were or what their reputation was, is are they in shape?
All right, we're getting set to start the third quarter of play, and the East team, of course, with the lead of 12 points, and they'll start Bobby Davies at one guard alongside Walt Frazier. Rick Barry will be back at one forward with Dave DeBuscher, Nate Thurman at center. And for the West squad, Oscar Robertson and Bob Cousy. Boy, there's a pair, two of the greatest of all time at the guards.
I had them with me on an overseas trip. You should have seen them play together.
Wow.
Oh, that was something.
All right, they got Roger Brown up front with Havlicek and Mel Daniels. They go inside of Daniels. We start the third quarter. Left corner to Big O. Oscar one bounce, turn, take the jumper, in and out. Rebound to Bobby Davies, 65 years young. Bob Davies. Down the left side to DeBuscher. DeBuscher will lean in for a long jumper. That won't go. Van Havlicek blocks Brickberry away and comes down with a rebound. Havlicek having trouble with the dribble, but he gets away with it. Back to Coos up top. He'll hand to the Big O. Oscar lobs under to Berry. Let it to the Busher, knocked away. Oscar gets it back. Shot won't go. The rebound picked up in the left corner by Mel Daniels. To Havlicek. Hondo, scoop it up. Block. DeBush comes down with it. Dave DeBusher. The big court to Walt Frazier. A 3-on-1 break. Cousy back. Frazier goes by him, misses the shot. And the rebound to Roger Brown. Now to the Big O, Oscar Robertson.
He's going to shoot it.
Yep. He pulls it. Shot rejected by Nate Thurman, and they call a foul as Mel Daniels leaned in. They went at it. Big Nate says, you're coming into my territory.
Oh, yes, he is.
Great block.
As a matter of fact, it was a good block. I don't want to talk about the referees or second guess them in a game like this, but they haven't changed.
That was a great play by Oscar. He's seen that one many, many times before at his prime. Taking it down the middle, bringing the defense to him, and then whip it off.
I'll tell you, you got a couple of matchups here that are interesting. You got Barry and Havlicek, and Nate Thurman and Mel Daniels. Nate Thurman's going to give him nothing, believe me.
Mel Daniels hits the second free throw. He has 8 points. Down the right side, Walt Frazier. Back to Rick Berry. Rick right to left, goes down the middle, ball knocked away, and they caught a foul. So Rick Berry will go to the free throw line and will get a shot.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
They're not going to let him go.
They're going to.
Rick still unable to use that camera on that free throw underhand foul. He has a couple of words to Earl Straub. He said, come on, I was shooting. They go to Bobby Davies. Look at this loop up shot. Won't go. Rebound back to Bob Davies. Fouls court to Bush. He'll take it. No good, and the rebound to Roger Brown. To Big O, to Bob Cousy. Coos down the middle. Give him a show shot here. It's up. Cousy won't go. Rebound to Dave DeBuscher.
That was some famous play.
Rick Berry's pass dropped by Bob Davies. It goes out of bounds. And the ball will go right back to the West Quad. Cousy.
You know, Rod, they really, when they miss the ball or miss a shot, they really, honestly, don't understand why.
You're right.
They really don't.
Roger Brown misses. Rick Berry comes out with the ball. Ahead to Bob Davies. His behind the back pass with the left hand goes out of bounds. There's one you don't see often.
Exactly. He doesn't know why that happened.
Well, Bob Davies is right-handed and made a left-handed behind the back out pass. Even though it went out of bounds, that was his mark as a great player.
Take a look, Coos.
Coos with it. To Havlicek. Long jumper left side. That's short. Rebounded Nate Thurman. Down court is Rick Berry. They've got him. Rick for the layup. And this time they call a foul. Now Rick will get a couple of those famous underhand free throws where he shot 90% left time. Let's look at it again, Red.
Well, they're both putting out. Rick Berry went into the basket strong. He wanted the foul. He wanted to get on that free throw line. And I don't blame him. It's like money in the bank.
Bob Pettit checks back in for the East squad. Pettit played 11 years. And he played in the All-Star game every season. Second leading scorer in the history of the All-Star games with 224 points. He averaged 20 a game.
He was a great player. He was a guy who reminds you of a guy like Bird today or many other great ones. They play every night. They come to play every game. If you're 20 behind or 20 ahead, every play is still important. They never loaf.
Even in All-Star games, Bob Pettit won the MVP award at 56, 58, 62, and he shared it with Elgin Baylor in 59.
You see Rick Barry missing? I tell you, he's got that camera sticking in front of him. Must be driving him crazy.
That's got to be really hard to play like that. Here's the second one. That's good. Rick Berry, he has 3 points in the game. And Oscar Robertson will take it to Dave Bing. Bing up top, 20-footer on the way. In and out. Rebound. Knocked to the floor. That picked up by Walt Frazier for the East squad. Down the left side of the Bob Pettit. Base left. A jumper. No good. Rebound. Mirovich. Pistol feet. Fakes. Puts up a high lob. That's short. Zelmo had it, and they knocked it away. We got a foul. Connie Hawkins stepping on the shoestring of Pete Mirovich to keep him from tying his shoe. The Hawk.
Okay, he's a nice man. He really is. He really is.
Pete slaps him on the back. That's all right. Zelmo misses the free throw.
Well, that I can understand. He wasn't that good when he was playing on the free throw line.
Makes the second. He has 9 points. He becomes the game's leading scorer. Down the right side, Dave Bing. Bing for the West. Down the alley to Havlicek. Run it up, and he's fouled. So Hondo will get a couple of free throws. We'll take a look again as Havlicek draws the foul.
He drives strong, right strong. Oh, look at that. Look at Pettit. Got him right on that arm. That number 9 is Pettit. Got him right on that arm. You can see that.
All right, checking in is Earl the Pearl Monroe. And going out, Walt Frazier. That's for the East squad.
You know, one thing, Rod, 2 years ago, Havlicek worked out with the Celtics for about 5 days celebrating his birthday. If you didn't know who he was, you'd think he was one of the starting 5. He just plays one way, hard.
A lot of defense in this game, Red. The East is 0 for 5 from the field, and the West 0 for 7 here in the third quarter. No field goals yet. Mirovic left side.
I think they are playing a lot better defense, now that you mention it.
There's Mirovic. Blocked by Dave Bing. Great block by Bing.
I'll tell you, they're playing it.
There's the big O. Right side to Havlicek. He's all alone. Shot won't go. Out of rebound to Rick Barry. Down court to Earl Monroe. Connie Hawkins back. Look at the Pearl. Give him a dance step. Shot no good. And he rebounds. Throws it away.
Pete Maravich's shoe fell off. You know, that's one of the reasons why they've gone to high tops. Now, I'm going to tell you something. I'll get back to that later.
All right, we have 4 minutes and 18 seconds left here in the third quarter. We've got a timeout. On the East leads the West 38-27.
When you choose from this official end.
We have 4 minutes and 18 seconds left in the third quarter of the Legends' second annual game. The greatest ever in the NBA. A sellout crowd here at Market Square Arena. Pistol Pete Maravich, right side. Long jumper, no good. Rebound to Bob Pettit. Back to Maravich. Down the middle. He scores. Beautiful pass.
Beautiful pass, but beautiful rebound.
All right, bringing it down. Dave Bing. Left side to Tom Van Arsdale. Along with his brother Dick there in the lineup. Tom across the lane. Shovel it up and score. That's 6 points for Tom Van Arsdale. A basket in each of the first 3 quarters. 40-29, the East for the lead. Rick Barry matched up with Havlicek. Barry left side, long jumper, hits up, it's no good. And a rebound, Dick Van Arsdale. The big court to Dave Bing. Bing stutter step move, loses the dribble, they got him.
He couldn't make up his mind.
Lost the ball in a high dribble, and the ball goes right back to the East squad. Pistol Pete Maravich down the right side. Pistol terminates the dribble, he'll take it low right to Bob Pettit. Pettit hangs on, back to Maravich in the corner, long jumper, good. Maravich, he has 10 points.
Well, we said that at the beginning of the broadcast, that he was in condition, and he still beat Maravich.
All right, Tom Van Arsdale left side. Van Arsdale, long jumper from the angle left. That won't go. Rebound knocked down by Dave Bing. They fight for it. Pettit tips it back to Rick Barry. Out in turn, Rick shovels it over to Earl Monroe. The Pearl to the right corner to Big C's elbow. Jumper no good. Barry tips. Almost a beauty, but it wouldn't go down. Rebound to Connie Hawkins.
I tell you, that Rick Barry can still do everything out there. He is
a great athlete. Great tennis player. Great golfer.
Everything. He's a great athlete.
All right, Maravich right side. Long jumper, no good. Pete fights for the rebound, but it goes to Dick Van Arsdale. Here comes the West squad. Van Arsdale down the middle. Hooks it up with a run, and Rick Barry's fly spots it out of bounds. Take that. So Dick will inbound. He and his brother Tom, by the way, live in Phoenix, Arizona, where Dick works on the Phoenix Suns television broadcast. They both are in the real estate business. Havlicek.
Oh, what a play.
Hondo, beautiful move. Havlicek. His second basket, 4 points of the game.
I think if you stay in there long enough, you can score. That's what I used to tell him.
Earl Pearl gets it right back. That's 10 points for Monroe. Jump shot from the left side. And Earl, former New York Knickerbocker great. Van Arsdale's with the ball. Left corner to go to Dave Bing. He'll jump one up. That's no good. And a rebound to Rick Barry. Quickly to Pete Maravich. Pistol Pete down the middle. Behind the back pass to Earl Monroe, left side. The Pearl, who's fancy bands to the cross, tries to go up, and he's fouled.
He's fouled. While they're getting the ball back, I started to say before about their sneakers. See, it goes in cycles. See, notice all the All-Stars out there, a lot of them brought their own shoes because they prefer to play in low cuts because it's lighter, makes them quicker. However, because the shoes started to come off, the people today, the players today, 95% of them wear high tops.
Art Monroe's free throw good. Dave DeBuscher checks in and Rick Barry comes out. Now Tommy Heinsohn in and Bob Pettit will come out of the game.
Okay, here comes Johnny Kerr. I'll bet.
Monroe makes the free throw.
He's coming in frickin' frat.
Here they come. Johnny Red Kerr comes in to match up with Tommy Heinsohn. They exchange greetings once again. And Roger Brown back in. Tom Van Arsdale will come out. Hawkins right side with the ball. The Hawk lobs a low to Big Red's Kerr. Johnny hands back to Big Van Arsdale. It's knocked out of bounds by the Big Z's Elmo Beatty. So the West Squad will put it in play, and Dick Van Arsdale will trigger. Out in the left corner to Connie Hawkins. Bombing it like a grapefruit.
Like a grapefruit.
Low to Kerr. There's Heinsohn up his back, pulling the shirt out of his pants. Hey, Red, take a look at this.
Let's watch this.
They have fun. All right, ball back to live action. Roger Brown, a three-point try, no good. Tipped out by his teammate Bing. It goes to the Hawks. Connie down the right side on a weave to Bing. Dave Bing right to left, to down the middle. Ball knocked away, and we got a foul.
You know, one thing on the three-point play, years ago, we didn't have a three-point play. So they're not concerned with it. But every once in a while, they take it, and they get a three-point play. They're so happy you can't believe it.
Roger Brown made one in the opening quarter of this game for the West team. Dave Bing, Detroit Pistons star at the line. Led the NBA in scoring once, averaged 30 a game.
Well, you know, he played for the Celtics. Finished out his career there. We've had them all.
You sure have. Yeah, Mirovic at the end of his career. And they always seem to help you, Red. Every time you pick a guy up at the end, he would come in and contribute to a world championship.
Sure, you tell them that you don't expect all that much from them. And they, oh, there's the hook. There it is. Heinsohn, Tommy Heinsohn from the right corner. We talked about that before. His month is made.
He used to shoot that one when Russell was getting ready to dunk when he'd be in the corner yelling for it. Dick Van Arsdale gets a field goal. Down the left side, Earl gets it right back. Monroe with 14 points.
Oh, they're killing him. 16-point lead.
50-34, and we got 10 seconds left in the third quarter. East on top. Connie Hawkins with the ball. Left to right, swoop, lay it up. Hit the Hawk, got it. Connie Hawkins. That's the old Hawk, swooping to the hoop.
Yeah, look, he's smiling. Look how he's smiling.
So that's the end of the third quarter of play here at Market Square Arena as Connie Hawkins brought back old, wonderful memories. Swooping, missing, but going up to tip it in. By the timeout at the end of three quarters. It's 50-36, the East with the lead, and we'll now go to Bill Russell with Bob Pettit.
Bob, before we get started, I want you to hear what a couple of your former teammates had to say about you. Let's see if we can listen to it now.
I'm Joe Dean, and when I played college basketball at LSU with Bob Pettit, all I did was throw him the ball. In fact, I've got calcium deposits in my shoulders and my elbows, and I still live in pain. All I did was kick it to him constantly. Cliff Hagan, when you played with him in the pros, what did you do?
Well, you know, everybody thinks that I grabbed the ball and shot the hook shot every time. But as a forward, I led the forwards in the NBA with assists, passing the ball to Bob Pettit. Bob, when are you going to pass one back?
What do you guys say about that,
Well,
Bob?
I couldn't hear it too well, but I think it was some inference about my passing ability. And I would just say that if I depended on those two guys for assists to me, I wouldn't have played my first All-Star game, much less this game today.
Bob is one of the really great players that play in the NBA. Do you watch much of the game nowadays?
On television, I get to see it quite a bit, Bill, and also they've got some games in New Orleans this year that the Atlanta Hawks are playing, so I've been able to go out and see some of those.
Are you enjoying them?
Oh, very much. I think it's a super game, and it's really tremendous for the spectators. I think that some of the innovations they've made in the last 3 or 4 years have really improved professional basketball, and it's become much better spectator sport.
All right, this is one of the guys that helped make pro basketball what it is today. Back to you, Rod and Red.
All right, Russ, and we got a foul with Walt Frazier at the free throw line. He'll take a couple of free throws for the East squad. They lead 51-36.
I'm looking over there at Tommy Heitz, and he gave me the signal because we talked about that, and he's so happy, really.
Free throw, good by Frazier. He has 5 points in the game. He'll have another try. The East shooting 44%, the West 31% in this game. And the second one drops through. Frazier was 6 on the night. 53-36, East on top. Down court, Maravich goes out of bounds.
John tackled him that time. I would say he's laughing. He tackled him. Let's watch that again. Watch Havlicek tackle him. Watch him.
Get him right there.
There he is.
He almost passed up that career with you to play pro football. They thought about it. Thought about it. Yeah. For the Cleveland Browns. He certainly didn't make a mistake, I'll tell you that. 16 great years as an NBA star. Bellamy comes up with the ball. Down court to Roger Brown, right side. Roger bounces base right to Payne. He'll back it out and wait for help. Free throw line to Big Bells. Walt Bellamy, loop it down the middle, runs over to Busher, gets it back and scores. Walt Bellamy.
I tell you, that's a lot of weight to be moving that quick.
All right, here's Frazier. Up top to pistol feet. Maravich Keels left. Now comes back left to right. He'll have it right corner, knocked out of bounds by the West squad.
Every time they make a play like that, they can't understand why somebody would block it. They really can't.
They're still 20 years old in their own mind, right? Here's Maravich, right side. Down low to Nate Thurman. Follow away 15-footer. That's an air ball, and it goes out of bounds to the West side. Here comes Bob Pettit back in the lineup. Coming out, George Yardley. So the East hitting 31% by the field goal tries. The West 25. At the free throw line, each club about 66%. Oscar with the ball. Bing left side to Roger Brown, former Indiana Pacer. He'll go left to right, loop it up on a run, and score it. Roger Brown.
The people applauded that shot because that showed signs of greatness. He gave a change of pace dribble.
There's Pettit up top with the ball. Now to Walt Frazier, former Knick. Knocked away by the Big O, and they're going to call a foul on Oscar Robertson. 6 minutes and 3 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. And the East squad leads the West 53-40. Earl Monroe out of guard with Walt Frazier, Nate Thurman at center, Bob Pettit along with Dave DeBuscher at the forwards for the East squad. As Frazier takes the first free throw and misses, he'll have another try.
1 out of 2.
Walt Frazier. They called him Clyde in his playing day, and he brought the Knicks a couple of world championships. Free throw, second one good. 7 points for Frazier. All right, Roger Brown, right side for the West. He'll fake, go base right. Bounce pass, give and go to Walt Bellamy. Pettit on him, and they call the Big Bell for traveling. Look at that gray beard he's wearing there. Walt Bellamy.
That's white. That's white.
All right, here's Frazier. Frazier right to left to the free throw line. The Big O knocks it away, and Frazier gets it back. 54-40, East with the lead.
Well, I talked to the Big O, you know, and he told me he's working out a little bit.
There's DeBuscher way out on the right side. He hits a long jumper. So DeBuscher with his 4th point of the game. Dave Bing right side jumping long with beautiful form, but the shot won't go, and the rebound to Walt Frazier. Knicks 3-on-2 break.
3-on-2, but Havlicek's hustling.
He catches up too. Frazier left side. To Dave DeBuscher. A
three-pointer.
It's on the way, no good. Roger Brown for the rebound. He had a nice jump shot. DeBuscher on the line. Perfect form. He squared away to the basket.
Exactly. Squared away, had the backspin, good rotation.
Oscar misses this one, and the rebound right back to his teammates. Dave Bing throws it out of bounds. Bellamy turned his head.
Well, he turned his head because he figures Dave Bing is a shooter, not a passer.
You got a good point there. Got to go take a timeout here. 4 minutes and 43 seconds left in the fourth quarter. The East squad leads the West 56-40 here in Indianapolis. A sellout crowd. We'll be right back. Name is Connie Hawkins, the old Hawk, 4-time All-Star. And standing by with him is Bill Russell. Russ?
Connie Hawkins. the guy that I admired when I was growing up, the legendary Hawkins. In fact, when I got the word that Connie Hawkins was coming to the NBA, I promptly retired.
I told everybody that. I hope it's true.
Charlie, you look like you're in pretty good shape.
Yeah, I am, but right now I think we're 14, 16 points down, and with 8 minutes left to play, I don't think we'll get back into the game.
If they put you out there, can you turn it around?
Oh, I'll be able to turn it around, but only for like 2 minutes.
Okay, Red and Rod, you guys got it.
All right, Rick Barry with the ball. Oscar takes it away. Big O down the middle. He's got Bing on the right. Tries to go to him, and Walt Frazier with his quickness gets back to knock it out of bounds.
Well, did you notice, everybody, when Russell was talking to Connie Hawkins, how he's concerned about the score? That's the old competitive spirit. I mean, you know, they're having fun, everything like that, but they still want to win. I want to emphasize that.
Earl Monroe, the leading scorer with 14. John Havlicek, a three-pointer. Got it for the parking lot. Hondo. Well, they hit a bunch of those, Red. They get right back in the game. They need those three-pointers.
No, I don't think so. Not on running time. You only got about 6 minutes.
That's the only way they could get
3
back.
minutes, whatever.
56-43, East with the lead. Left side, Pistol Pete. Jumper, no good. Rebound to Havlicek. Hondo to the big O. Oscar up top with it. Fake drive right. That's a familiar move. Put it up, score it, count it, he's fouled.
That might be another. Oh, that's much this.
That little fake left, go right.
Oh, well, watch his left arm now. Watch his left arm. He catches Elmo right in the cheek. That's how Oscar used to protect the ball when he played years ago.
And he drew the foul.
And not only that, but he always had complete control of that ball, and he protected it. And that other arm used to go out there pretty good.
So Oscar's free throw good. He completes a three-point play. It's 56-46. The East ahead by 10, but the West coming back. A long three-point jumper by Havlicek, and then a driving three-point play by the Big O. Up top, Barry behind a big Z screen. Jump shot by Rick won't go. The rebound on the long pass. Bellamy blocks out and goes after it. Do a little hibbity-hop move across the floor to get in front of Zelmo.
Well, you know, fundamentally, that's very sound. But Zelmo, you know, he pulled him just for kicks. But basically, what Bellamy did was very sound basketball the way he blocked out.
Red Holzman and his team will chalk it over. We take a timeout here. 3 minutes and 9 seconds left in the game. Right in the second annual Legends game from Indianapolis, Indiana. The East leads 56-46. Rod Hundley along with Red Auerbach and Bill Russell. We're back at Market Square Arena. Rick Barry in the lineup has been wearing a Midget camera, but we've been having some technical difficulties with it, so we haven't been able to bring you any pictures. So Rick has taken it off, and we really thank him for wearing it. That's really been cumbersome for him. As Walt Bellamy gets a basket underneath.
Hey, 8 points. 8 points.
They're coming back.
They're coming, yeah, but Barry took off his thing. But Havlicek is on him, so it's going to be a little complicated.
Here's Maravich, left side, long jumper, no good. But the rebound, the Big Z. Right corner to the Bush. Low right inside of Barry. Down he goes, and Bellamy right there for the foul. Rick hops up quickly.
Let's watch the replay on that. He faked the shot, the Busher did, passed it to Barry. Oh, did he knock him down?
And then Bell says, who, me? Monroe, beautiful feed to Zelmo Beatty, and he's fouled immediately by Oscar Robertson on a right-to-left move there.
Well, that was a good pass. You see, they're not shooting, according to the rules, they're not shooting any one-shot fouls. They're only shooting the two-shot fouls, which are in the act of shooting. So the game might get rough.
All right, Zelmo misses the first free throw, and Connie Hawkins will check back in for the West team, and Bells will sit down. There's Moses Malone. He'll be playing here tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
At the NBA 35th All-Star game. Boy, a lot of great talent for that one. Sampson, the rookie Akeem Olajuwon, Michael Jordan.
Yeah, I looked at both teams. I don't know which one I prefer.
Up top, Havlicek. Long jumper, no good. Rebound to Dave DeBuscher. He'll hand to his former teammate, Earl the Pearl Monroe. Down the left side of Rick Barry. Drive, hang it up. Down goes Havlicek. Charging foul, Rick Barry.
Oh, yeah. Let's watch that real quick. Let's see if he really charged.
Rick didn't like that call.
There he is. He tried to go in between them. Oh, Havlicek. I don't know.
Here's a long one. Roger Brown gets another three-pointer. back to within 6 points. The East squad leading. Bobby Leonard very happy. Bob Nedelecki sitting beside him, his assistant coach, a former Indiana Pacer who played 9 years in the ABA. There's Monroe. 57-51. East leads. Monroe jumper naked. Tip by DeBush. Good. Dave DeBuscher.
That's what he used to do. Play the defense, get the rebound, and get a couple of offensive plays. I think that was the ball game.
That certainly was a big hoop. We only have 1 minute, 22 seconds left. Havlicek with the ball. The East leads 59-51.
He's going to shoot it. You know he's going to shoot it.
Up, drops it to Hawkins. He'll shoot it. Score. The Hawk. Connie with a jumper out on the left side. All right, back.
Now you notice they got the top players in here, the ones that are in condition at this part of the game. And they're serious. They want to win it.
They got Connie Hawkins playing center. He's the biggest man on the floor, and he, of course, was a forward. Here's DeBuscher out front. Long jumper. Hits the top of the board. DeBush fights for the rebound. He's got it. He scores. DeBuscher back-to-back baskets.
Oh, that was something.
All right, the East leads 61-53.
You know, Rod, like I always say, it's just a lot more fun to win than to lose.
Right.
Simple as that.
Oscar misses the shot, and the rebound is Big Z, and he'll go to Meredith. Pistol Pete. Here's a three-pointer for the East. Long one by Pete, no good. Zelmo with the rebound, and we got a foul to Big Z. Coming over the back of Connie Hawkins.
Well, they don't shoot those anyway, so you might as well take a chance on it.
All right, here's Havlicek, right side. He'll take a three-point try. That's hot air ball right to Dave DeBuscher. Now to Maravich. 25 seconds left.
I think it's over now.
Yep, they got him. West made a game try, though. They scored about 8 unanswered points before DeBuscher tipped in a couple. Rick Barry will take a three-pointer over the right corner. No good. Rick fights for the rebound, comes up with it, and Oscar holds him for the foul.
Oscar can't understand it. He really can't understand it. He's so great, he doesn't realize timing.
Why he couldn't get to the ball before Rick did.
That's right. He just can't understand it. I was kidding him about his little belly sticking out a little bit there where it says Legends.
Here's Rick Barry at the free throw line. Rick has made only 1 out of 10 field goals in this game. Last year he had 14 points. Havlicek played him a little better.
Yeah, he sure did.
All right, Rick makes the...
All right, take a look at that technique.
First
He's the only one that's ever done it this well. Unbelievable.
The best ever. And he hits 2 here. 90% lifetime, and all of them underhand style. Dave Pink catches the pass, but he's out of bounds down at the other end of the floor. So Frazier, with 7 seconds left, gets it in the backcourt to Nate Thurman. Now to Maravich, pistol down the right side. The big O Wally Maravich hooks at the buzzer, no good.
Oh, that's it.
So the game is over. And the final score, the East Old-Timers win the game as they exchange greetings on the court. The score, the East 63, the West 53. We don't want you to go away. We're going to be back to interview a couple of the legend players, perhaps the most outstanding player, right after this timeout. Winning 63-53. We have Pete Maravich here. Red, you had Pete the last year of his career. Tell us about it.
Well, I go back, way, way back with Pete. You know, a lot of people, when they watch Maravich play when he was in college and in the pros, they always thought of him as a little god, you know, because he had the ball all the time and he was down pretty low. However, how tall are you, Pete?
6'5".
Well, what made you play low as you did?
Well, I played where you know, the position that I had during those times. I played either the off guard or the playmaking guard, and a lot of times in college I also played a forward position too. So I had to play wherever my dad, who coached me, told me to play.
Pete, you were a great scorer. Everybody knows that. I know you like to play some defense, but how did you feel about your passing aspect of your game?
Passing aspect of my game was the part that I enjoyed the most, Red, and I can only say that's the part of the game that I think a guard gets the most enjoyment out of, because not only does it lead to 2 points, but it also picks up a team in different situations depending on what kind of pass you can use. It picks up the fans and so forth. But I really enjoyed passing the basketball.
Well, you see, when a guard has the ball so much in his hand, and he can dish it out to everybody else and have a piece of it, it makes him a greater leader. Don't you feel that way?
definitely. I think you saw today. I think one of the greatest guards, Oscar Robinson, he had the ball like that, and he had it all the time. He was able to dish it off to his players and so forth, but it gives you great enjoyment to go out there and pass.
Hey, Pete, who won the game, Pete?
We won the game, though.
Is that important?
That's the most important thing.
That's the answer.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot, Pete, for coming over.
Hey, Pete,
Red.
thanks, baby.
And now we're going to go to what all the folks came here really to see, the slam dunk competition.
Hey, look, you got a new career.
Power and grace personified. Dominique, you've been called a human highlight film and things like that, and you really went deep into your bag today. Have you still got something creative left?
Well, I got a couple more. Hopefully, if I make them, they can get some good scores. But I have a couple of that Isaiah suggested to me, and I'm going to try them and see what happens.
All right. Well, congratulations so far, and good luck.
Thank you.
But a guy jumps like that doesn't need luck. Terrence, I think that first 50 that you got was as a beautiful thing as I've ever seen anywhere.
Thank you.
That was just outstanding. What do you think of things like that?
Well, I was really excited, and I have a brother and a few friends over there, and they're doing the creative thoughts of trying to find out which dunks they want me to do, and I just go out there and try to do them and hope I get a good score. But the 50 is something that I've been doing ever since high school, and that dunk I really like. That's my patented dunk, and I'm just glad I got the score it did.
Well, you had a just outstanding competition today. Now, these two guys, between Dominique and Michael, who are you picking?
Well, it seems like Michael's coming on right now. Dominique started off pretty strong. He's maintained it, but Michael's coming on really strong right now, and it's a toss-up, really. I don't know who's going to win it. Those are the two that I selected will win it, so it's between any of the two.
Oh, well, thanks for stopping by with us, Terrence, and congratulations. And now to the finals, power and grace.
A great effort by Terrence Stansbury of the Indiana Pacers, but the young rookie has been eliminated. We move to the championship, the final two, Michael Jordan and Dominique Wilkins. Now here is Michael Jordan with a slam, not one of his best of the day.
No, Dominique won the coin flip, and he wanted Jordan to go first. I'm going to give Michael a 9 on that.
Obviously, he wanted him to go first because if he did something spectacular, then he would have to reach deep into his bag of tricks and come out with something.
And you know he's got a deep bag, Rod, right?
He sure does. Michael Jordan, he's in the finals. I know one thing, he's assured of being back next year. The winner and the runner-up are automatically invited to...
Moses Malone's sitting there checking out the action on the left.
See Moses tomorrow. He's going to be here for the regular 35th annual NBA All-Star game. Dominique, backhand, two-hand.
Judges based their scoring on athletic ability, creativity, and style, and we saw it there.
Dominique Wilkins. He has been the crowd favorite right past about halfway, as you can see why. Beautiful coordination, reverse slam dunk with both hands.
Rod, both these players are competing for big bucks now. The winner, $12,000. The runner-up, $7,000.
Michael Jordan with a reverse. Now, he was down 4 points going into that dunk. And Dominique Wilkins, you must remember, will go last. Now, here he gets set for his second attempt after you look at this replay of Michael Jordan. Reverse, face up, and slam it down.
He hits the rim on that stuff. I'm calling that one a 9, Rod.
They give him a score of 44 for Michael Jordan. Now, Dominique Wilkins, the Atlanta Hawks. Highlight film himself.
See, he's talking to Isaiah Thomas there on the right. Isaiah, a self-appointed advisor.
Look at this. He slams it off the glass, goes up, catches, returns his back, and then slams it home.
Boy, that was creative. Over the head slam. I'm calling that one a 10 for Wilkins.
We'll take another look. Up high off the glass. This from a different angle, and watch this reverse.
What timing.
Absolutely fantastic. Now the midget camera from up top gives you an outstanding view. Look at this dunk. Power.
Artistry, huh? Boy, that guy really can do it.
You think he isn't confident? Look at this. I've got
it.
him. Michael Jordan now in a little bit of trouble.
This is the last one for Michael Jordan. He feels the pressure. He's going to take his time, Rod.
I don't know what he can do to overcome the lead. He's down now, and he's going to really have to do something. Plus, you've got to remember, Dominic gets another shot right behind him. Here he goes.
Oh, spectacular.
That was a great one. I love it when they lock that ball in the wrist, bring it down to belt height, and then come back up to the sidewinder and slam it in.
He actually passed the basket before he let it go down.
Well, another look. never touching it with the left hand, all the way across, reverse it with the right hand.
A reverse cradle by Michael Jordan. That's a beauty. That's a 10 to me.
Here's a third look, a third angle.
Oh.
Same result. All right, he gets a score of 49, one away from perfect on that dunk.
Somebody didn't agree that it was perfect, but now Dominique with the last one.
He only needs about, I think, a 40 to win this. Here he goes. I think that'll do it.
Creative, what an athlete, and plenty of style for Dominique Wilkins. That's a 10 to me.
Very confident. He has won it. Dominique Wilkins of the Atlanta Hawks, who was in the competition a year ago. Watch this, his final dunk, and he hammers it home.
You got to see it on that replay to really appreciate what these guys do.
So Dominique Wilkins of the Atlanta Hawks, the new 1985 Slam Dunk champion.
Remember, the next NBA telecast on Superstation WTBS is Thursday night at 8:05 Eastern Time, when the Houston Rockets take on the New York Knicks from Madison Square Garden.
So Dominic, a very happy young man, will go to center court now and pick up the PA announcer, Chet Kopic, for the presentation.
We would also like to welcome the Commissioner of the National Basketball Association, Nicholas J. Stern, here to the city of Indianapolis, and our champion, Dominique Wilkins. Mr. Bill Schmidt from Gatorade, Georgia. Mr. Schmidt, I know that you have a special presentation to make to our brand new 1985 champion.
Dominique Wilkins, an excellent effort, a tremendous series. Thank you.
In addition to the trophy, of course, Dominique will receive $12,000. Dominique, congratulations. Your thoughts?
Thank you. I was going against some really great dunkers, and guys that didn't make it really was out there pushing me to win and do different types of dunks. So I really give a lot of thanks to them.
Congratulations on a magnificent effort. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, a nice round of applause for our Slam Dunk champion, the Gatorade Slam Dunk King, Dominique Wilkins from the Atlanta Hawks.
So Dominique Wilkins wins $12,000 and gets a beautiful trophy to take home, symbolic of being the 1985 Slam Dunk champion. David Stern, the commissioner of the NBA, very happy. A sellout crowd here. His owner, Ted Turner of the Atlanta Hawks, who also owns Turner Television and half of America. He's very happy and very proud of Dominique Wilkins of the Atlanta Hawks. As he signals to Dominic, you're number one. Dominique Wilkins, of course, will be back next year to defend his title in the 1986 Slam Dunk competition. So Rick Barry and Bill Russell will be standing by, and they'll talk to Dominique Wilkins.
Well, a very exciting competition in the Gatorade Slam Dunk Championship, and I don't know about you, Bill, but I'm jealous of these guys. First of all, why don't you talk to the runner-up, Michael Jordan?
Well, you know what I really liked about this, Michael, was that you go to the last competition and you're down and you come up with a 49. That shows me something. I love it.
Well, I think the whole thing is fun. You know, just for me to participate, I think that was, you know, a good thing for me, and I really enjoyed it. Although my fellow North Carolinian over here won, I'm happy that he stayed in North Carolina.
All right, thanks a lot, Michael, and I don't want to wish you good luck because it's better to be good than lucky.
Terrific effort. And, of course, our champion, Dominique Wilkins. Dominique, we talked last year. I really felt that you deserved to be in the finals last year, and you finally made it. How does it feel?
Well, it feels great. Last year, I feel like you. I feel like I should have been in the finals, but I was just having a lot of fun. This year, I wanted to come out strong from start to finish, and I had guys on the side who really was telling me different things to do, and hey, I was going out for everything I was doing.
Well, you were really getting up high. Why did you decide to go second in the finals?
Well, I just wanted to see what Michael would do, and if he would get a great score, I was going to try to do something that really could top his score and get the crowd really enthused.
You're telling me that you had more than what you showed out here?
Well, I was trying.
Listen, I know somebody's probably wants to wish you congratulations. A fellow that I know that you know, our boss, Ted Turner. Congratulations to you, too. That's right, your boss. All of our bosses.
My boss.
Our boss. What did you think about the competition so far, Ted?
Well, the whole thing's been terrific, and we're just a real honor for us at TBS Sports to be able to carry this great event and have our hometown man win it.
We're glad to have it, too. And how about how do things look for the NBA and Turner Broadcasting?
Well, we're just loving our association, and we hope to be with the NBA for a long, long time.
So do Bill and I. We hope so, too. Okay. All right. Terrific. We'll be back with the final comments. And again, congratulations to Dominique Wilkins, the winner of the Gatorade Slam Dunk Championship.